Yeah, no, it's not that cold. I just kind of want it to look different again. So this is, we can say, part two maybe of the new series about the true human condition. Listen to this from
Some scientists are
Space Zone,
concerned that the
YouTube.
creation of strangelets could potentially lead to dangerous consequences. There is a theoretical possibility that a strangelet could collide with the nucleus of an atom and convert it into a strangelet as well, leading to a chain reaction that could potentially convert all matter on Earth into strange matter. This scenario is known as a strangelet catastrophe and has been compared to the concept of a grey goo scenario in science fiction, where self-replicating nanobots convert all matter into a uniform mass.
Okay, so you know how people that are religious are disconnected from reality and therefore dangerous, especially if they don't live alone on a desert island, but they have followers? Um, Now, you also can apply this to people that are in the monetary cults, which is everybody I know, this wizardry is also disconnected from reality, the magical paradigms of money. But scientists are disconnected from reality through human chauvinism. Like they do not understand how flawed the brains of our species are, and that just because we got to the point of building particle accelerators like the one at CERN, which this one talks about, doesn't mean that we are anywhere near even having 1% of the sentience and sapience to use these types of technologies responsibly. So again, I've talked about this in the past, is the first form of technology is human thinking tools, okay? And we've never pursued this because it's a harder one. It's harder than building stuff with our opposable thumbs. Okay, and one way you can tell monkeys are possibly in many ways, or chimpanzees, or orangutans, or gorillas, or bonobos. What's the other one I was looking into the other day? It could also fall under the great ape category. Great apes, by the way, don't have tails, and you don't count the one in the front, you count the one in the back. So human thinking tools would include the social systems, therefore, abilities to collaborate and be stable in the sense of quality of life, whether it's the pursuit of science or the pursuit of leisure, or probably a balance of both, or philosophical ideologies, art, um, also just an understanding of themselves as creatures, primates, and the environments they belong to. So when it comes to this, we have failed. We have fallen so far behind. We are incapable at this point of even through a commitment that is the biggest commitment you can imagine. I don't know of any cultures that would succeed in this at this point. We are so dysfunctional, and we are connected to other proto societies that are extremely dysfunctional, and therefore, it's no longer possible. So my point with this is, I've been saying for a long time that the first form of technology has never been pursued, while we pursue other forms of technology on this very fragile foundation of, the human chauvinism, where we think we're here with functioning brains that we don't really have. We don't have a good balance of human thinking tools, different types of intelligence, and also of, like a Homo sapien operating system. Okay, so that we can't even upgrade it because we think we need technology to upgrade it instead of, human thinking tools, which is, done through human education systems which don't exist on Earth. Okay, and a will to kind of look at ourselves more objectively, which does not exist on Earth. The human condition is the least popular topic, and people that think they have the answers to it, and that it's positive and simple, and we just need to flick the switch, are ridiculous. So again, we are on this fragile foundation where we believe that it is more technology that will save us from our lack of humanity, instead of doing the personal development and the self-actualizing work, which really just requires some language, starting from the reality of the foundation of where we really are as a species. So honesty and objectivity in evaluating ourselves, and maybe, a dry eraser board. That's pretty much it. And you can replace a dry eraser board with just sand and a stick. So we don't need technology to actually solve our issues. We need to go back to the first form of technology, which requires, no mining, and no, advanced machines that do fantastic things. So we just need to actually look at ourselves in the mirror, which we won't do. Listen to the rest of this.
While we have previously stated that the likelihood of this happening is extremely low, some scientists believe that it is not worth the risk of conducting this type of research. However, other scientists argue that the potential benefits of studying strangelets outweigh any potential risks. Strangelets could potentially provide insight into the fundamental nature of matter and the universe, and could even lead to new technologies and advances in fields such as medicine and energy production.
Homo communia. What a silly, failed species you are. So there's a few scientists that disagree with the risk of doing this research any further, because even if the risk is very small of these catastrophic events coming out of our inhuman opposable thumb species that never evolved and matured, that we shouldn't do it. Except that, are they, chaining themselves to, the doors of the CERN laboratories and say, we can't keep doing this? What they think, the other side of the scientists, is that the benefits to energy consumption, which is, an addiction we have that keeps destroying the planet, or benefits of the medical cures, which again proves their fear of their own mortality, so they haven't again undergone their maturity as individuals, which might make them religious at the same time, is ridiculous. Like, that we don't recognize that to actually take chances with the entire universe, it's a low possibility, but just because we will be able to keep separating who we really are from modernity even more, and therefore more dangerous to the entire planet and the universe possibly, is what these scientists... So it's kind of hard not to think most scientists that are advanced in their field are not mad scientists. So it's kind of ridiculous. Like, again, I'm doing research right now for PhDs, and I'm telling you, the answers I'm getting or not even getting so demonstrates, how flawed our abilities to think are. I'll share some of these things later. I'm sorry, but this is my life, and I'm sharing my life transparently, and some of the best universities around the world will look incredibly ridiculous when I share this stuff.